Hey everybody, I'm up here in Bruce County at my family farm, and today I thought we should get out in the bush and see what kind of wild edibles we can find. It's late spring right now, so let's see what we can find out there. All right, down here's a small Queen Anne's lace. Queen Anne's lace is like a wild carrot. It's like a really strong woody wild carrot, but it's good to see they're around. I should find something bigger, and hopefully I can pick that. Okay, here we are in one of the lower fields, and you can see there's a bigger Queen Anne's lace down here, so I'm gonna just pull this out, see what we got, make sure I got it all, give it a wiggle, hopefully it'll pop out. There we go. So that's early spring Queen Anne's lace. You can see the carrot like bottom, and it smells like a carrot. There is a plant called poisonous hemlock, I think everyone knows, that also looks very similar to Queen Anne's lace when it's grown up. The way you can tell the difference is the queen has hairy legs, so that's the little hairs along the stems there. Hemlock doesn't have that. It has purple blotches along the sides and up the stems, and the flower actually looks different too, and the root of hemlock doesn't have a carrot smell to it, so that's how you can tell. I'm just going to pop this down into my foraging pouch and look for some more along here. I'm also trying to look for morel mushrooms. This is prime time of year, I think, for morels to be up, and it was wet and rainy and then hot for the last 3 days, so it should be the time of the year where you'd find them. Here we go. Here's a popular edible mushroom, or edible fungus. It's dryad saddle, commonly referred to as pheasantback mushroom. This one looks like it's been eaten by some mice or something, so yeah, it's good to see that they're out and that they're young still. So maybe we can have a look around and see if I can find a fresher one. All right, stepping into the hardwoods here, and I'm just looking for ramps to see if they're still around or if I'm too late. Wild ramps are these like really pungent garlic onion. They grow in the early spring in patches in southern Ontario, like hardwood areas, and it's basically like a wild onion. Okay, looks like I didn't miss the ramp season. Here they are. Quite a patch of them right there in this hardwood area, and I see some other patches too, so that's good. But I'm gonna dig a few up here and move on to the next patch, just so I'm not taking too many from one area. So yeah, I wasn't too late at all. Like, look how mature that bulb is. So I think that's all I'm gonna take for now. Just this this handful, which is a pretty good handful, I'd say. Here's an example of something I've seen since I was a kid. It's these little ring kind of bean sprouts that you see there, and I'm not actually sure what exactly these are called, but I've always found them as a kid around here, and stupidly don't do this, but as a kid I used to pop them in my mouth, and they actually taste like a bean sprout too. So voiceover Lucas will pop in right now and say what it is. Voiceover Lucas here. After going home and researching quite a bit, I couldn't find anything online that's similar to what these are. There's a lot of hardwood trees in this area, and it makes me think that it might be some sort of like tree seed that's sprouting underneath the trees. But if anyone knows what these actually are, leave a comment below. I'd love to learn what they are. And again, don't eat plants that you can't positively identify. The only reason why I ate one in this video is because when I was a kid I used to eat them and they didn't affect me. So, but don't do that. Don't do what I did as a kid and just eat things off the forest floor.
Positively identify your plants before you eat them.
You can see a few more of them here. There's one. There's one right there. And then over here, there's another. And like, there's a whole patch of them in here, just growing, just right under the ground. Here's another really long one. Like, look how long that guy is. You know, like it tastes exactly like a bean sprout, and it's really good too. And early morning like this forest is quite beautiful. Other than the mosquitoes that are eating me because we're basically right beside a swamp right in here, which is where we're gonna go find fiddleheads, hopefully. Okay, here we are. This is the start of the spring head. As you can see, it's down just in there. It comes from the field actually, and comes into our side of the property over to the pond. And it's ice cold spring water too. Now, I wouldn't drink directly from it, but you know, you could run a filter through it, no problem. And actually, I'm just looking on the bank here because this is a great area for wild edibles. I just don't see any sort of goldenrod or stinging nettle that's obvious. Oh, there's a turkey feather. Old turkey feather. Got plenty of those though. Find them all the time back here. I'm really surprised with how common stinging nettle is, that I don't find any on this property. It's a very common plant, but I've never been able to find it on here. I do want to deviate a bit and come over here and check out my old video 1 from 3 years ago, Bushcraft shelter. If anyone watched the first video I ever posted, it's making this basically. Quite proud of that fire pit actually, with all the stonework. It was a fun time making this. It's not the best shelter, I know. This is kind of what kicked me off filming my outdoor stuff and putting them on YouTube, so I could improve on it, just like anything. Techniques I used were questionable. Just with, I mean, look how many gaps are along that. You're not gonna stay dry. But I just wanted to stop by and like check it out because I don't get to go back here much. All right, coming up to a clearing in the swamp. This is all the swamp here. You can see down at my feet, it's really muddy. I'm here a little bit later in the season than usual, and I'm seeing a lot of the ferns, the ostrich ferns and everything have already sprouted. So I don't think we're gonna get any fiddleheads, but we're still gonna look just over in that direction basically. I think I found a lot there before, so there's a bone of some kind. I think it's a really old cattle bone because they used to come through here. You can see just a little bit late because these are unfurling now into these. And oh, there's one little one down here that's kind of probably tender. Down in here, see that guy? That's basically a decent fiddlehead, but still just as tasty. There's another one. Here's a nice example of yellow birch, quite oily. And it frays a lot more, but it's a great tinder tree. Look at the just the moss on that tree log, and some, I believe that's turkey poop right there. I think I might just have to say that I'm too late to the fiddlehead season this year. It would have been nice to get some sauteed fiddleheads, but again, just a little late to the season. We'll try to go over here and see if I can find some more mushrooms, maybe some dryad saddle, or I think there's like a puffball patch from past experience around here, there used to be a puffball patch over there, so I'll check that. Well, just walking into this this drain pit area of the valley, and it's pretty low-lying and very like muddy right now. And I'm just seeing, I think I found a patch of stinging nettle. This is stinging nettle, and you can pick it, and the leaves are just kind of like spinach. You can steam them, throw them in a saucepan and saute them. Just do them like how you would do spinach, basically. You got to be careful when you're picking it because they have these little hypodermic needles right here. So you kind of got to go up with your finger and then just bend it over. So yeah, it's great to see that that these are growing here. So I'm definitely going to take some home, and I'll probably steam the leaves like spinach. I think I have enough. I've got enough in my pouch here. I picked some. Don't need to take a lot of it. This is where the stream from the swamp empties out into the valley, and you can see just the animal activity down here in the mud. There's a really fresh deer track. I might have actually just kicked that deer up to come this way when I was walking through the swamp. And then right here is raccoon tracks. So it's a smaller paw. There's like 5 kind of prints there, but yeah. And there's a good one right there. You can see a raccoon track there, deer track there. Really good deer track over here, if I can look. Yeah, look at that. That's a good deer track. You can see that one and that one. This deer just went like that. I might have, yeah, that's a fresh track right there. So these are pretty fresh. I might have just spooked it walking through the swamp. It might have just bolted this way. That's a nice spring sighting right there. It's our Ontario's provincial flower, a trillium, a white trillium. I've seen, what is it, red or purple trilliums before, but it's a white trillium. All right, well, didn't find any puffballs on either side, so I think I'll go back out to where I found that dryad saddle, maybe pick that or find a different one. Found something interesting here. Looks like a turkey, possibly a turkey skeleton. Look at that. Perfect. I think that's just a turkey beak. Yeah, I mean, the feathers look like they're turkey, so I've never found a fully intact beak like that before. Just leave it there. It's heating up quite a bit. I'm heading back to that pine area to see if I can get a different dryad saddle. All right, check this out. Just walking through the pine area here, and I find probably the biggest dryad saddle I've ever seen, and one right under it too. And I mean, look at that. That's just a huge dryad saddle. I'm not going to take the big one, but I will try to take the smaller ones underneath it. I think there's, yeah, look at that. It's all one. Get in here with my knife underneath and just cut away there. And look at that. That's a very nice dryad saddle. We'll leave the big one. That's honestly the biggest dryad I've ever seen, and it's fresh this year too. All right, so here's what we got all laid out today. So from right to left, we got this is the Queen Anne's lace or wild carrot, and I'll show you in a bit after I go through everything how to actually get at the useful stuff of that. Next we got our forest bean sprouts, I'm calling them, until voiceover me corrects me.
Voiceover Lucas again. Yes, I couldn't find out what these were, like I said earlier in the video. Again, don't eat things that you can't possibly identify. As a kid, I ate some and they didn't affect me at all. And after eating this, it obviously didn't affect me either. They are very tasty. I just can't positively identify them. But please, yes, identify your plants before you eat them. And of course, if anyone actually knows what this is, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below.
Stinging nettle. for the spinach leaf, basically. Very, very small amount of fiddleheads, ostrich fern fiddleheads. I only got 4. We're a little late in the season. Of course, our lovely ramp bulb onions, wild onion, and of course our mushroom or fungus, which is the dryad saddle fungus, and there's some beauties there. I'm really glad I found those. If you had some sort of meat source, you'd be having the makings of a pretty great stew with all these ingredients, I'd say. The thing with the Queen Anne's Lace wild carrot roots is you have to get at the outer part of it. There's an inner and an outer part to the root, and if I split it down the middle and then peel it open here, there's a central wooden part to it right in there. It's that stem runs right through there, and that's the woody part that you want to take out. So what I do is I usually just peel back the outer part like that, just take it out, and that center woody part will just pop out, and this is the good stuff. This outer part is very tender. This inner part is very woody, and it has a woody texture to it. Still smells like carrot, but it's very tough and rubbery. I'm gonna sit here and do that to all of these. So there you have it. There's my my haul for today. Pretty good day of foraging. Didn't find everything we wanted, but I found quite a bit, and you can see there's lots in the spring to forage out there. Well, that's gonna do it for me. I'm heading back to the house with my bag of foraged items. Leave a comment if you want, and follow the channel. I'm trying to post more, at least once a week now. So if you enjoy what I'm doing, give the channel a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.